Hello, everyone. For the last several weeks, we have been providing you with tips on how to better support, guide, and represent your clients through their immigration proceedings. Most of the tips have been client-focused, but now we want to close by providing tips focused on you. Even though it seems that everyone is talking about self-care nowadays, many are still struggling with it. Either some forget, some have not learned, and some do not recognize the need for it. Who needs self-care? The answer is very simple. Everyone. We all need self-care. We live in a fast-paced society between the personal and professional obligations, and that not knowing when to stop leave many with little to no time to connect with themselves and attend to their own needs. And contrary to what some might believe, some superheroes only exist in movies, and no one should have the pressure to be a super anything. Real life heroes are those who are brave enough to recognize their imperfections and, most importantly, recognize when they need help. Life is going to have many twists and turns. Sometimes we're going to be up and sometimes we're going to be down, and that is okay. Embrace the vulnerability, as vulnerability comes from a place of strength. Use this time to process, disconnect, and reflect on the strengths that you already possess, which are many. It should be a no-brainer, right? But for some, self-care does not come easily. Have you ever heard that by the time you feel thirsty, your body's already dehydrated? The same can be said for mental health. There's a good chance that you have been dealing with high stress, anxiety, depression for a while before even realizing it. Those endless nights of insomnia, waking up in the middle of the night with rushing thoughts, the not feeling of your stomach, those headaches, the accelerated heartbeat, the sweaty hands, the flushing face. Guess what? All those were some of the signals your body and brain were sending you asking for help. As a clinical social worker, one of my priorities when working with clients is to help them discover their own power and encourage them to be their own and best advocate. By doing so, I trust that they will start seeing themselves in a better and brighter light, and that along the way they will realize that they are deserving of love, but most importantly, that they are worthy and deserving of their own love. Here's an idea. I encourage all of you, all of us, to practice what we preach. Here are some more tips to get you started. Many of you who are in this line of work are highly compassionate individuals. I can attest to that. I have met many of you. And that's a wonderful trait to possess. Never lose that. But not attending to your own needs along the way can lead you to mental health challenges. Self-care is about self-compassion, self-love. Practice humility. Everyone needs help from time to time. You're not an exception. And remember, stress is not a sign of weakness. And just because you can do it all does not mean that you should, or that you should do it all at once. Delegate, prioritize, set boundary. And saying no is a more than okay. It's a must. Awareness is going to be your first step towards positive mental health. Stop. Find a quiet place where you can hear and listen to your internal voice. You might have countless of thoughts running through your mind. Listen to the ones that want the best for you, and ignore those who are not as friendly. This will take time and patience to master. Give yourself that time. Fight ferociously for that. You deserve it. And there will never be a convenient time for self-care. So just make it happen. Starting today, schedule a weekly meeting with yourself. I mean, literally open a calendar, pick a day of the week and time, stick with it for at least 2 months. Hopefully by then it will become a habit and you would want to continue. Do a check-in with yourself. What were your highs? What were your lows? Process and learn from both. There's lessons in both. Move on with your lessons learned now. Guess what? You're wiser and stronger now than you were yesterday. Self-care is not selfish. There is a reason they tell you to put the oxygen mask on yourself first. You cannot help anyone if you pass out, or can you? Meditation not your thing? No worries. Self-care does not have to be complicated or perfect. It should just be perfect for you. Self-care should not require you to spend money or take a second mortgage either. As a matter of fact, the best self-care out there is free and at your disposal, and that is breathing, moving. If you want a spa day, go ahead, do it. But if you don't incorporate an intention or a purpose, a reflection, or debriefing, then that might not provide you the lasting relief or restoration you're looking for. Find something that replenishes your body, your mind, your soul. Practice mindfulness. Mindfulness does not have to be complicated or intimidating. It simply means be present in the moment, notice, listen, smell, process, embrace the moment, and find what works best for you by trying different things. You are the expert of yourself. Nobody knows you better than you. What has worked for you in the past and what has not? Learn what makes you sad, what makes you happy, what stresses you out. Process that and decide what you have control over and what you do not. Accept what you cannot and work on what you're able to change. And set realistic expectations. Know your strengths, limits, and boundaries. Do not set yourself for failure. I want to end by reciting one of my favorite quotes by Buddha. It goes like this: You yourself, as much as anybody in the entire universe, deserves your love and affection. Best of luck on your journey of self discovery, self compassion, and self acceptance. You got this.